Okay.
What did the trauma do to you? How did it manifest itself?
I started acting out. I was very rebellious. I started being just to myself because I felt alone. I felt like I didn't have anybody to talk to. I was very disrespectful to the adults in the house.
Any wonder why?
And even at school,
Yeah.
any adult figure, I was very disrespectful. And I was angry all the time.
So your overriding emotion as it relates to how it manifested itself was anger?
Yes.
And it translated itself through disrespect.
Yes.
And confrontation.
Yes.
Did that ever get you in serious trouble?
Not serious trouble.
Okay.
I had a way of talking myself out of trouble.
Okay. Can I go 2 levels deeper? Because I believe that what the mind forgets, the body remembers. And how did the trauma manifest itself in your body?
I wasn't a promiscuous girl. I was just very violent. I may have had an eating disorder, but back then, we didn't know that that's what it was called. But a lot of times I didn't eat, things like that.
Here's what I'm getting to, because if the producers told me correctly, how many heart attacks have you had?
I've had several heart attacks. I don't even remember how many.
3?
More than that.
5?
More than that. Maybe 7 or 8.
You've had 7 heart attacks?
Yeah, at least.
What the mind forgets, the body remembers. Do you associate that with the trauma, the stress?
I didn't initially because the doctors said it was something I was born with. So I didn't relate it to the trauma. But after having therapy and talking it out, it may have.
There may be some connection. How did your trauma manifest itself in your life?
Well, for me, I think the biggest lesson that I learned is that I want to fight for people that can't fight for themselves. And
that's a different question.
Different question, okay.
We're gonna go there, trust me, I promise you.
Sure.
Trust me, I got you. But it's important that people, let me tell you my intention.
Sure.
I want people who don't know that they're dealing with trauma to hear how trauma can be manifesting itself.
Right.
And they don't even know it. So I'm asking you to show the world, how did it show up? Anger, confrontation.
Right, so that's kind of where I was going. So for me, it was about, I had such a precarious and unstable household. And at any point in time, this man could interrupt that peace. For me, it manifested itself in fights. So when I was young, I wasn't a bully. I was always smaller than other people. But if people were pushing me, I wasn't pushing back. So if you put your hands on me, it's going to end in a way that the person didn't really realize how quickly and how violent I was going to be.
How far you would go.
I wasn't going to stop it. You push me, I push back. No, you push me, I'm knocking you out.
It's an eye for an eyelash.
Right, exactly, exactly. So I was really ready to fight. Not with words. If someone said something, didn't really matter. But if they put their hands on me, I'm going to fight in a way that's going to be very violent.
You know what's interesting about that? Because I'm a firm believer that you can't go through trauma without it showing up in your life.
Right.
And people who watch my show, they always hear me say, trauma is a time traveler, right? It'll happen at one stage of your life, and then at another stage of your life, you'll be thinking you're over it, you're moving on, and there it is. It's coming out in how you react, how you relate to someone, trying to love somebody, trying to raise somebody, and you'll be right back to what happened to you. You know, what's interesting also about trauma is how we block it out, because the whole show tonight is about surviving it, right? But one of the things that we do is we block it out, and we block it out by forgetting. Talk to me, Cynthia, about how you experience that. Did you go through that? Did you go to a period where it didn't happen?
Blocked it out, yes.
How did you do that? Or how did you try?
You know, I didn't talk about it. And so by not talking about it, I just kind of forgot about it. And in my mind, it didn't happen. So in my adulthood, after I was married, my husband began to notice me needing things that he couldn't help me with and suggested that I get therapy. In therapy, I was in a safe place.
How old were you?
I was in my 30s, maybe 33.
So from 9 to 30, no professional help?
No.
Wow.
And the counselor, he asked me, he just said it, have you ever been sexually abused? And I said yes, and it all came back to me as I was telling him like it was yesterday.
What was that moment like? Was it freeing? Was it liberating? Was it oppressive? How did you feel when when the dam broke and the water was everywhere?
I felt a sense of relief, like I had been holding on to something and I was able to let it go and be free.
I know that's right. I know that's right.